This is second time lucky today, and there's never been one of these that hasn't had a little glitch. That was the glitch there, and that was much smaller than the previous glitch. So you can hear me, I can check, and you can also hear the music there, which was good to see. Right, okay. Now, what was that piece then? That was different from yesterday, and what I'd like to do is I'm just going to introduce some nostalgia, and that was one of the pieces that I wrote in February 2013, so it was month 2 of the project of doing these daily pieces, and it's interesting listening to that and hearing the difference in production and sounds over that journey. You know, it's been how many years now? It's 8 years, and during that time I've learned so much, and a lot of it has been because of the feedback that I've been getting from people, and I can already see some of the comments coming in. That's good. That's really good to see. So people are listening. Thank goodness they weren't listening earlier. And some people will know what I mean by that. Okay, we're going to... but yes, so that piece was written 2013, and it's been an evolution. I've had really good comments from people really all over the world, sort of sending me comments and saying, what about this? What do you think of this? Well done, keep doing this. What about this? Actually, why don't you think about this? And that's really helped. It's really helped because otherwise I wouldn't have known anything about this. And one comment in particular, and this was very early on, was saying about using more automation and getting more dynamics and expression. And up till then, I'd never really understood that or never really thought you could do that with computer music and sounds, orchestral sounds like that, because as an orchestral player, you know, playing in an orchestra is absolutely amazing. And some of the pieces that are written, you know, to play a Mahler symphony and to play Richard Strauss is absolutely incredible. And you know, so I've got all of those ideas in my head and those sounds in my head. What can I do? You know, what can I add to the to the vast panoply of music that's been created so far? But yeah, so the whole idea of this is to let you in on my creative process, which has developed over time. I'm one of these who believes that everyone it's possible for everyone to be creative, and we all have something within us that's unique, and that is something that's really precious. And a lot of people don't tap into it, possibly until later on. But it's something that everyone is capable of producing something creative. And this is really letting you in on my thought processes and what I get up to, really. I'll let you in on a secret, and there will only be a few people that do this. This is the second video that I've done today. The first video was an interesting one. As I said earlier, you know, there's always something that goes wrong. But with that first one, I was broadcasting, I was doing a live video for 45 minutes, and I kept seeing some people coming in and watching, and you could see things. And it was after 45 minutes, someone sent a quick message in saying we can't hear the music. And I'd forgotten to set it up so that you could actually hear the music coming through the door, which anyway, so that video doesn't exist, and this is a new one. But it means, though, and for those of you in the UK who used to grow up watching Blue Peter, this is one where I have something that I prepared earlier, because I went through the whole process, and it was, you know, I was getting really detailed, looking at and the ideas on what I could do, and then to find that all you could hear was my voice, but you couldn't hear what I was doing. What we'll do is we'll have a quick recap of what we were doing yesterday. In fact, we'll start at the beginning of the month, and we'll do what I have been doing for the last few months and those were pre-prepared videos. They weren't live. And what we'll do is listen to the first, and then we'll do 4 bars or 8 bars of the first day. So it was now the third, but we'll do 8 bars of the first day, then the second day, and then we'll see what's happened today. But first of all, let's do this. Here we go. So that was May the 1st. Then the next day, yesterday, and there's another video. And what I'm trying to do, I'm committing myself to trying to do these videos on a daily basis, like I've been doing the music. It's a completely different ball game though, doing videos than it is to writing music. One of the things I used to do with the music, I do it really early in the morning before I then start my day. So, one of the questions I was going to ask was, is it okay to compose in your pajamas? Because part of the daily routine means that I'm normally out of the house by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, by which time I've already posted something. I'm not sure that's going to be possible doing videos, but that's something I need to think about. But anyway, let's get back to this. And this was yesterday. So we just added an oboe. We added the bassoons, so we've emphasized the bass a bit, and that was how yesterday finished really. So what did we do today? What are we doing today? You can see, if I move this here, for some reason this bit isn't working as clearly. You can see that, let's just, for those who didn't see yesterday's, up in the corner here to my left, you can see the numbers coming down on the side, and the number 1 is the first of the month, 2, 3. This is Ableton, and what I quite like about this is it gives me a chance to, it's almost like loops. Composing with loops that can just repeat themselves, minute loops. So but it gives me that flexibility to be able to jump from one to the other, as a DJ does really, and I quite like that as a creative process. It would be interesting, and I'm digressing like mad at the moment, but it'd be interesting to see if it would be possible to write a symphony using this process. If Beethoven had this, how would he have written one of his symphonies using this method? Could he? Because it was very, you had the structure, so you could have the structure down, you could jump between the two. Don't know. It's a thought that comes to me every now and again. Let's just listen to those 8 bars again, because I think you would be forgiven for forgetting what they sound like. Okay, so what we did today is we brought all of that down into today's, and we've added bits. One of the things, just listening to it, is I wanted to emphasize some of the bass notes, and I wanted to add a bit of rhythmic contrast, or add a little bit of a Latin feel. And one of the things I quite like doing is putting the quaver beat between the second and the third beat. So instead of it going dum 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 dum, it goes dum 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 dum. No, that's in 3. Dum 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 dum, that sort of thing. But you'll hear that in here. Now what I'm going to try and do is recreate what I did this afternoon, and I'm going to mute all of the bits that didn't exist yesterday, so that we can then gradually bring them in, and you can hear how it built over the course of this afternoon. So these are bits that I added. So you can see I've added probably about 5 or 6 tracks, and I've changed bits as well. Now it could be a bit of an oral test to see if you can spot the difference. But anyway, so this should sound very similar to that. Let's see. Now you can immediately hear that actually today's is louder, and I don't know why that is, but we'll carry on. Oh, I know, we've added the strings. That was it. So if I take the strings out, because they didn't exist yesterday, let's have a listen. Let's just compare. Good. Right. So that now we're back to where we were at the beginning of the last video that now doesn't exist. So what have we added? And as you heard then, we added the strings. What I'll do is I'll play it and I'll gradually re-trigger all of the bits that you don't hear to start with, so you can see it grow over time. It might repeat twice as we do that. Okay, here we go. There you go. So that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. Now, listening to that, there are bits that that I would still like to change. One of the things that the other thing that's crucial in all of this is time. And one of the things that I've almost run out of because of the earlier event, and it's running out of time, and I haven't really got time to think about that at the moment. But if you think about, we've changed something today, it is small steps, but hopefully the feel has changed. It's getting more energy. There's more contrapuntal rhythm going on, and hopefully it's getting you moving a little bit. Let's just do that quick comparison though. Oh, and actually I've missed. No, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just play in time-honored fashion. We'll play the first 4 bars of each of these ones, and I just make sure that I'm in the right place and that when I press the button it's going to work. So here we go. And there you go. So you can hear there that it's changed. It's changed quite a lot over the last few days, and we're heading in a direction. Those of you who've heard lots of my pieces in the past will start to recognise the character. A number of years ago, someone said, what you've got to do is you've got to find your voice and find something distinctive about your music. And I can remember putting a comment up on SoundCloud again, and saying, I'm sort of hunting for my voice, and I got a lovely comment from someone in Germany saying, don't worry, you found it. And I thought that was really, really generous, really kind. And one of the things you find with the opportunities that we have for global collaboration at the moment, and it is that support from people who you don't know, and over time you get to know them through the comments and listening to their music, because actually music is one of these, it's a window to the soul. And in fact, one of the things that really struck me right in the beginning, and I think it was in 2013, was I was away and I couldn't get in contact, couldn't get on the Wi-Fi, and I couldn't connect to anything. And my posting was after 8 o'clock. I'd missed my normal sort of slot for posting, and I got a message from someone in Canada sort of saying, I hope everything's all right and that it's just a technical, which I thought was incredible. Really today it's a very short one. Thank you very much for listening, putting up, and I've seen some comments today, which is really great to see. Do let me know what you think. Let me know any comments, any advice, any things that you think, actually, why aren't you doing that? Why don't you why have you thought of doing this? That would be really good to have that sort of feedback back, and let me know. Get in contact, and let's see where this takes us next. I think it's always day 3. Normally what I do is I change key after 5 days, and every 5 days is on a different key, which then means at the end of the month I can jump around and with different keys and create something new as well. But we'll do that as we go along. This is really letting you know what I've been up to for the last 8 years, as I say. Anyway, let's see how that goes. And what we'll do is I will see you all soon, or you'll see me all soon. I'll do another one of these tomorrow, and let's see what line 4 looks like. Thanks very much, and see you soon.